Ever wondered what your husky knows that you don't? Well, you're in for a treat. These dogs are basically furry, four-legged versions of Mystic Meg. Okay, maybe not that dramatic, but trust me, their senses are sharper than a stand-up comedian at a roast battle. We're talking earthquake detection, mood ring vibes, and maybe even a little bit of mind reading. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to dive deep into the world of huskies and their uncanny ability to sense things that would make even the most intuitive human raise an eyebrow. And hey, if you learn a thing or two about your own furry friend along the way, well, that's just a bonus. Stick around, because this is going to be good. It's going to be like watching a magic show, except instead of a rabbit out of a hat, it's your husky knowing you ate the last slice of pizza before you even open the fridge. Let's do this. You know those fancy earthquake detectors scientists are always bragging about? Well, move over science, because huskies have been doing it for centuries, and they don't even need a fancy lab coat. Huskies are basically furry seismographs, picking up on subtle vibrations in the earth before an earthquake hits. How do they do it, you ask? No one knows for sure, but it's probably got something to do with their super-powered canine senses. I'm telling you, if you live in an earthquake-prone area, forget the earthquake kit, just get yourself a husky. They'll let you know when it's time to head for the hills. I once saw my husky start acting really weird right before a minor tremor. He was pacing, whining, and looking generally distressed. I, of course, was oblivious, busy watching a rerun of The Bachelor. Needless to say, the dog was right. He even got a little treat for his troubles. Don't tell my wife. So the next time your husky starts acting strange, don't dismiss it. They might just be picking up on something you're not, or they might just need to go outside. Ever feel like your husky just you, like they know when you're happy, sad, or about to lose it because your favorite team is losing? Well, you're not imagining it. Huskies are incredibly empathetic creatures, able to pick up on subtle cues in our body language, facial expressions, and even our scent that clue them into our emotional state. They're like furry little mood rings. Except instead of changing color, they shower you with affection when you're down, or match your energy when you're feeling playful. I swear, my husky knows when I'm having a bad day before I do. If I come home from work feeling stressed, he's right there at the door, tail wagging, ready to shower me with unconditional love and slobbery kisses. And you know what? It works. How can you stay grumpy when you've got a big fluffy dog trying to lick your face? So if you're ever feeling down, just give your husky a hug. They might not be able to offer words of wisdom, but they'll definitely make you feel better. Okay, so maybe you shouldn't ditch your doctor just yet. But it turns out huskies might have a future in the medical field. Okay, maybe not as surgeons, but they can definitely detect certain illnesses in humans. We're talking things like cancer, diabetes, and even seizures. Scientists believe huskies can do this by smelling changes in our body chemistry. Apparently, diseases smell different to them. Who knew? Now, I'm not saying you should replace your annual checkup with a sniff test from your husky, but there have been some pretty amazing stories about these dogs detecting illnesses in their owners before they even showed symptoms. I mean, they already sleep at the foot of the bed. Might as well give them a stethoscope, right? My husky hasn't quite reached Dr. House levels of medical expertise, but I swear he can smell a headache a mile away. He's got this uncanny ability to know when I'm not feeling well, and will cuddle up next to me like a furry heating pad. The Weather Husky Channel. Forget the Weather Channel. If you want to know what the weather's going to be like, just ask your husky. Okay, maybe not them, but you can definitely learn to read the signs. Huskies are incredibly in tune with nature and can sense changes in barometric pressure, temperature, and even the static electricity in the air that precedes a storm. So if you see your husky acting anxious before a storm, don't dismiss it as just a case of the zoomies. They might be trying to tell you to batten down the hatches because a doozy is on the way. My husky is like my own personal meteorologist. He starts acting weird a good hour before a storm hits. He'll pace around, whine, and try to herd everyone into the basement. And you know what? He's never wrong. He's more accurate than those fancy weather apps on my phone. I'm thinking of starting a YouTube channel. Huskies predict the weather. What do you think? $1 million idea, right? Beware of dog. He knows things. Move over, guard dogs. Huskies are coming for your job. Okay, maybe not all huskies, but they definitely have a knack for sensing danger. It's that whole heightened senses thing again. They can pick up on subtle changes in body language, tone of voice, and even scent that might signal a threat. Now, I'm not saying your husky is going to turn into a furry ninja warrior if someone breaks into your house, but they might just give you the heads up you need to call for help. My husky is like a furry little bodyguard. He's always on high alert, watching the door, sniffing the air, making sure everything is as it should be. One time, this shady-looking dude walked past our house, and my husky went ballistic. He was barking, growling, carrying on like he was about to single-paw-edly take down a small army. Turns out, the guy was wanted for questioning in a string of neighborhood burglaries. Coincidence? I think not. The baby whisperer, with extra fur. So, you're expecting? Congratulations. Get ready for sleepless nights, dirty diapers, and a whole lot of love. Oh, and your husky? Yeah, they already know. Huskies are incredibly perceptive creatures and can sense the hormonal changes that occur during pregnancy. They might start acting more protective of the expectant mother, cuddling up to her belly, or even bringing her their favorite toys. Now, before you start thinking your husky is going to turn into a furry little midwife, let's not get ahead of ourselves. But they might just surprise you with their intuition and empathy during this special time. My sister-in-law was pregnant last year, and my husky was obsessed with her. He would follow her around everywhere, rest his head on her belly, and even tried to sneak into the nursery to sleep in the crib. He was like a furry little uncle, excited about the new arrival. And when the baby finally arrived, let's just say they're already best buds. It's dinner time, according to Husky Standard Time. You know how some people have a clock in their stomach? Well, Huskies have an atomic clock in their stomach. They have an uncanny ability to sense time, especially when it comes to food. I swear my husky knows exactly when it's dinner time, down to the minute. He starts pacing around the kitchen, whining, and giving me the look about an hour before I usually feed him. And if I'm even a few minutes late, forget about it. He'll start howling like a banshee until I fill his bowl. I'm pretty sure he's got a secret stash of calendars and sundials hidden somewhere in the backyard. How else would he be so accurate? So if you're ever running late for dinner, don't be surprised if your husky gives you a gentle reminder. Or maybe not so gentle. They take their meal times very seriously. Huskies, the amazing canine enigma. So there you have it, folks. Huskies, they're not just pretty faces. They're practically superheroes in disguise, with their superpowered senses and uncanny abilities. From predicting earthquakes to detecting illnesses, these dogs are full of surprises. So, the next time your husky does something that makes you go, huh, that's weird, remember they might just be tapping into their inner lassie, or maybe they just want a treat. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the video on the screen to continue watching more awesome content.